And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Friday, folks, and it is the resumption of the golden period in the NBA playoffs because tomorrow, well, let's focus on today. Today, we got the final two play-in tournament games to wrap up the final 8th seeds in the Eastern and Western Conference. And then tomorrow, folks, are y'all ready for this? Do y'all know the schedule tomorrow? The 1, the 3 o'clock, the 7, the 9, folks. It's on all day tomorrow. I want to say all day Sunday. I didn't get that far. I just checked yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, it starts tomorrow. So we got the 1, 3:30, 6, and 8:30 tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we got the 3:30 and 6:30. But then the two games that clear up today, they get added to that Saturday slate as well, I believe, Sunday slate. So, man, oh man, the golden age of NBA playoffs is just resuming today, folks. Hopping into the weekend, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So, today on the show, breaking down those two final play-in tournament games today. Once again, our fingers on the pulse. We are knocking it out of the park betting wise, so let's see if we can continue that today as well. So that's what we have to do in the NBA. Then in the NFL, there's tons to do, folks. We want to get to Kenny Pickett, and today is definitely the best day to do so because we're not really kind of tied down to a lot of NBA talk. But unfortunately, I have to do this. There is an emergency, folks. I tweeted this out late last night because it was kind of like it's starting to get a little bit too much out here. So there is an emergency quarterback ranking today on the show. These quarterbacks, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, they're in their feelings. Kyler Murray wants to get paid even though he hasn't really won yet. And what's up with all these players? And, once again, I don't care. If you think you deserve more money, you want to go out and get paid, absolutely. Do whatever you think is necessary. I'm not here to hold anybody back from trying to get money. Absolutely not. If you think this is the best course of action, absolutely, I stand by you 100%. Go for however you feel, how you need to handle your business to get more money for yourself. Absolutely. But we don't know if it's the smartest thing and how they're going about it. So Kyler Murray, now that we're getting Kyler Murray, I mean, we'll talk about this once we get to the segment, but Kyler Murray's like, hey, I'm not going to play this year. I'm not playing without a new contract. It's like, Kyler, no. And they sent another message, folks. The Cardinals sent another message. Once again, this is going back a couple of months, folks. The first message that they sent Kyler Murray after Kyler Murray made the big stink had his agent kind of be like, hey, we want more money. Nothing from Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray unfollows everybody on social media, deletes all of his posts, something that just millennials do, I guess. And they don't do that. So Kyler Murray, the first sign that the Cardinals were not going to pay Kyler Murray was that they paid all the coaches. Well, they just sent another sign yesterday as well to be like, hey, we may not be signing you. So we'll talk all about that, folks, when we get to it. But an emergency quarterback ranking today on the show will rank all the quarterbacks, not like set in stone, but just kind of, here, yep. But we want to have all these quarterbacks see, hey, there's actually other quarterbacks better than you. These are not the best quarterbacks in the league. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, but yet they're the ones making the biggest stink. So let's kind of reset everything into focus. Let's have these quarterbacks try to realize, if they don't realize themselves, that, hey, you're not like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady-esque level. Even Aaron Rodgers level. Like, we knock Aaron Rodgers, but this man is still on a potential go-to level. I mean, damn. So emergency quarterback ranking today on the show, just so we could put everything into place, have it visual to be like, hey, yeah, Kyler Murray, you're like not even, maybe even top 10, maybe, if that's how it falls. So we've got to do that today on the show, which unfortunately hinders our potentially Kenny Pickett segment. And then once again, so many stories. Our backlog is getting backlogged again, folks. Not good. So let's try to take care of all the business today here on the show so we can continue to progress, because once again, we got draft coming up. The playoffs in the NBA are just getting underway. I mean, we're not going to be able to kind of stall time on the show, folks. We may need to do another hour, folks. Do we have to update this show to 2.5 hours every single day? We may, folks. We may. It's just too much to talk about and to squeeze in to an hour and a half, hour 45. But let's see what we can get to today, folks. Let's start with the NBA, where we can make a little bit of money. But before we preview those play-in tournament games, there are a few stories I do want to touch upon here. So here we go. The first one is the Hornets, folks. I mean, man, oh man, how unfortunate. The Hornets, setting the league a little bit on fire last season with how well LaMelo Ball came in freshman year, rookie year, and, played really, really well. They got in the play-in tournament last season and absolutely got obliterated by the Pacers, 144-117. Now, the Hornets used that absolutely obliteration loss in the play-in tournament last season as motivation for this season, because the Hornets had the kind of box score from that play-in tournament game hung in their practice facility all year long. And then what happened this season? They got in the play-in tournament and absolutely got obliterated by the Hawks this time. So once again, what have we been saying all year, folks? LaMelo Ball has not gotten better from last season to this season. You have reached your ceiling with Mason Plumlee at the 5. So once again, the same result, even though they were using this as motivation the entire year, folks. The entire year. This was not, they put it up, back end of the year. They put this up, right when the play-in tournament started. No. This was on their entire year, all season long, and they still put up that lackluster performance in the play-in tournament. So Hornets have reached their ceiling. LaMelo Ball is not getting better. We need a huge turnaround, or a little bit of an upgrade, not even a little bit, a huge upgrade, if this Hornets team wants to be competitive, wants to kind of be the top 8 teams in their conference to make the actual playoffs and not the play-in tournament. So the Hornets must do something a little drastic here in the offseason. You can keep LaMelo Ball. I'm not telling you to get rid of LaMelo Ball. I do believe LaMelo Ball can be better than what he is, but we have to get that out of him. And it's just too much LaMelo Ball. Everything runs through LaMelo Ball on this Hornets team, which I do believe he can handle, but he's still young. Let's get another superstar in here, take that pressure, take that workload off of LaMelo Ball a little bit more. Once again, I do like LaMelo Ball over the other Ball, Lonzo. I do like LaMelo over Lonzo, so I'm not here to knock LaMelo, but I mean, we've seen this Hornets team crash and burn in the play-in tournament 2 straight years in a row. Something must be done. So we'll see what the Hornets do this offseason, but they must have a huge, big upgrade. Got blown out twice. All right, then we get this. Cavaliers All-Star Jared Allen will attempt to play in tonight's play-in tournament game. Yes. We need this for the Cavs if they want a chance to win tonight against the Hawks. Even with Jared Allen, I think I'm leaning a little bit more toward the Hawks, but we'll see what the spread is and talk about that in a few minutes here. But Jared Allen gonna give it a go, gonna give it an attempt tonight to get out on the floor. Once again, we were kind of hoping that the Cavs were going to use him in that Clippers game, and if he was not the Clippers, in that Nets game, because if he was in that Nets game, they may have won, folks. Once again, yes, the Nets were up by 20, but the Cavs always, reshrunk the lead and made it competitive all the way down the stretch, but the Nets were able to keep that big lead. So if Jared Allen was down low in the paint, I mean, they cover the spread. Maybe they win the game, sneak out that win. They could have done it. So Jared Allen, is he going to be the key difference tonight? Well, if he's on the floor, we may be able to find out. So hopefully the Cavs can be a little bit at full strength. Jared Allen will still be a little hobbled a little bit. But if they got Jared Allen, they've got a decent chance to win and get that 8th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. But Jared Allen going to try to give it an attempt tonight. All right, and then the last thing right here, once again, folks, the Nets brainwashing is still out there, so please do not fall for it. I believe the Nets play on Sunday. Let me double check here. Yes, Sunday, 3:30, Nets and the Celtics. That's game one. We have the Celtics winning in 6, 4-2. But once again, a lot of people are still having the Nets coming out of the East, folks. Coming out of the East. It's so preposterous. So we get Mike Greenberg now predicting the finals matchup, Suns versus the Nets. Suns versus the Nets. So we had, and I'm a little disappointed. Mike Greenberg, I mean, I grew up on him, OG, Mike and Mike in the morning. I mean, I love Mike Greenberg. I love Mike Golick. They truly got me like introductory into sports talk. I loved it. And now this man is having Nets propaganda? Come on, Mike Greenberg. I thought we were better than this. I thought we told you to stop it with the Nets, everybody. And here everybody is still doubling and tripling down on the Nets, saying that they're getting to the finals. If the Nets get to the finals, I will stop the show. I will not do the show anymore, folks. I will quit the show. I will leave the show if the Nets get to the finals, okay? That's the deal, okay? They're not going to do it. They're frauds. This is a fraudulent team. They're ghosts everywhere. People are afraid of these Nets ghosts. Ghosts don't scare me. Paranormal doesn't scare me, folks. If it scares you, that's fine, but let's, rein in those fears a little bit, yes? So Mike Greenberg, propaganda, brainwashing on the Nets. Don't fall for it, folks. We'll know. We'll know by Sunday when we see the Celtics absolutely lock up the Nets game one. And then everybody, once again, it's just game one. They'll come back. No problem. Okay. All right. Brainwashing, folks. Doubling down. Everybody does it with the Nets. I don't get it, folks. I don't get it. All right, so those were just a few stories I wanted to touch upon base in the NBA. So now let's preview the 2 play-in tournament games tonight. Final chances to make the playoffs coming up tonight, folks. 4 teams, 2 spots. Let's see what we have tonight. So the first game tipping off at 7:35. We get Hawks at the Cavs. And once again, home court advantage was huge in the first 4 play-in tournament games that have been played already. So Hawks, Cavs at home, Hawks -2, Cavs +2, and look at that, man. Oh man, that spread. Sheesh. Let's see who's in and out here, and I believe, this spread right here kind of tells me that Jared Allen is gonna play. Cavs +2. If no Jared Allen, I say this is like Hawks -5.5, like these spreads have been for the last few games, -5.5. So Hawks only -2. I think Jared Allen will be out there on the floor, but let's double check who's in and out. For the Hawks, we get Bogdanovich, a game time decision. We definitely need him out there. Lou Williams and John Collins are still out. For the Cavs, Jared Allen, a game-time decision, folks. That's really all we're getting. But him being a game-time decision, coupled along with this spread right here, I believe he will be out there on the floor tonight. But a healthy Clint Capella going against a banged-up Jared Allen, folks. I love Jared Allen, folks. We've loved this Cavs team, but the way this Hawks team has been playing down the stretch, it's a little reminiscent of what they were last season. Very, very little reminiscent, but we can see the reminiscence of them last season in their kind of play during the final 2.5, 3 weeks here of the regular season. How they played electrifyingly well at home for their first play-in tournament. Absolutely blowout win, rising to the occasion offensively, defensively. We like this Cavs team, but they have been floundering over the last 2.5, 3 weeks. Once again, the Cavs have been going down ever since the All-Star break, and the Hawks have been going up ever since the All-Star break. And I only have to swallow 2 here. I would love to see this Cavs team win. I just cannot bet it tonight. I'm going with Trae Young and the Hawks. And another reason why I love the Hawks here is because Trae Young's reputation is truly on the line, folks. The national media talks about Trae Young as, one of these young GOAT superstars, and I absolutely agree with that. He was kind of last year's John Morant. John Morant truly popped off this season, is like all over the media. That was a little bit of Trae Young last season. I do believe John Morant this season is bigger than Trae Young was last season, but overall, we're talking about greatness out here, young, great players. And that the fact that the Hawks took this giant step back from last season to this season, the fact that they're having to play in the play-in tournament just to get the playoff spot, the fact that they were the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference, conference, so they had to win 2 straight games just to get, or the 9th seed, excuse me. The fact that they were the 9th seed and having to win 2 playing tournament games just to get to the playoffs. This is going to be a little bit of a black mark on Trae Young's overall resume, and you don't want black marks early on in your resume because it's just going to be harder and harder and harder to overcome and make sure everybody forgets about those early black marks on your career resume. So a huge pressure-filled game for Trae Young to go out and have success, where with the Cavs, they overperformed the season. Overperformed right off the rip. Overperformed when Colin Sexton went down. They didn't really overperform when Jared Allen went down, but they were still decently competitive when Jared Allen went down. So they've been overperforming all year long. Darius Garland has never really established himself like Trae Young and Ja Morant has. So, there's not a lot of pressure on Darius Garland. Evan Mobley's a rookie. There's no pressure here with the Cavs. They're playing with house money, so I'm going to give the urgency factor, the urgency edge a little bit more to the Hawks and with Trae Young. So I'm going to take the Hawks -2 here tonight, but I am rooting for both these teams, so I will be rooting a little bit for the Cavs to win, but I can't put my money on the Cavs tonight, folks. Got to go Hawks -2. All right, and then the second play-in tournament game tipping off at, oh goodness, folks. This game was just taken off the board. Stolen from us, snatched from us. Damn. What breaking news just happened of why they have to take this game off and mess with the spread? Clipper star Paul George has entered health and safety protocols and will miss tonight's play-in tournament game versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Oh my goodness. No Paul George tonight because of health and safety protocols. The man potentially caught the COVID, and that's stopping the Clippers from playing tonight, from stopping Paul George from playing tonight, in turn stopping the Clippers from winning tonight. Damn, and we missed out on that value. I think the Pelicans were getting 4. Oh my God, we were minutes away from locking in great value, and it's stolen from us. Could you imagine getting the Pelicans +4 with no Paul George? That's the freest money. Oh, and it's been stolen from us, folks. No. Folks, what's one of the biggest messages we say here on the show? Lock in the value while you can. And we were 38 seconds away from locking in the value. No. So, Pelicans +4 with Paul George out on the floor. Let's call it here before they update it. I'll go. This is now going to turn to Pelicans. Man, it's got to go. It's got to be a huge one, right? It's got to be huge. I'm going to go Pelicans -3.5. And I know it sounds wonky for Paul George to be like a 7.5 point factor by himself, but he's their leadership. He's their superstar. We all saw how they played with just Paul George early on in the season. Really dominant. One of the best teams in the NBA, the first 2 months of the season with Paul George in the lineup here. So, man, oh man, I know it's going to seem big. That's going to be a beefy turnaround. I'm going to go from Pelicans +4 to Pelicans -3.5, and it really should be higher. It honestly should be higher. The only reason I'm calling it Pelicans like -3.5, Pelicans -4 is because it's like an 8-point swing. That's crazy. Like it should be Pelicans -7, 7.5. It should be an 11, 11.5, 12-point swing out here, folks. Man, and I'll lock it in. I'll lock in Pelicans -3.5. I would lock in Pelicans -7.5. Yeah, I would do that. I would go Pelicans -7.5. Oh, man. Value slipping right. Oof. I think we may have to start the show at 11 a.m. Eastern now, folks. How many times have we gotten burned on the value slipping from our fingers as we're talking about it live? Damn. Oof. Y'all couldn't have held out the news a little bit longer. You're the late game tonight. You don't have to make the decision this early. I know he's in health and safety protocols, but damn. All right, let's see. Is it back on the board? Or we got to wait a little bit more? Man, they're still trying to factor in the spread here. Sheesh. No Paul George tonight, folks. This is absolutely, truly unfortunate for the Clippers. Man, oh man. Catching everybody off guard. But the Pelicans in the playoffs, I like that ring. P in the P, we pushing P. Pelicans playoffs, baby. Sheesh. So, Pelicans, Clippers with no Paul George, folks. All right, come on, DraftKings. Let's put the spread back up. It's not that hard to determine. We just gave you two options. Either be a little bitch made. You can be a little bitch made, Vegas. That's fine. And call it Pelicans -3.5, or stand firm. Stand firm and stand tall in your beliefs and what you know about basketball and betting and spreads, and go out and make it Pelicans -7.5. Does Vegas have the balls or not, folks? Does Vegas have the balls, the gall to make it Pelicans -7.5? We are still waiting, folks. Still waiting. Come on, Vegas. Spit it out. Whatever you got, give it to us. Come on. All right. I'll give it one more minute here. Let's play around. Let's play around a little bit here. Let's go down in the comments. Who's got the best comment here? We'll give it one more minute, and then we'll move on to the NFL and periodically check back at the spread. But let's give it one more minute so we can put a nice bow on this. I can send the clip out without editing and all that stuff. Here we go. Any good comments? Somebody says, let's go. They're Pelicans fans. Yes, sir. Also says, sorry, Paul George might be sick for a couple days, but we in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, Pelicans, let's not celebrate too early. But yeah, y'all in the playoffs. Yeah. Man, Clippers don't make the playoffs, and once again, that changes our entire Western Conference bracket. We already had to change it once because we said the Clippers won the first matchup to get the 7th seed, but then them not even making the playoffs. Man, oh man. So, wow. Timberwolves and the Pelicans potentially both getting those two Western Conference playing tournaments or playoff spots. Wow. Please don't tell me he infected all the Timberwolves players. Ooh, how unfortunate would that be? It spreads to the Timberwolves as they start their playoff run. That would suck. And who knows about COVID? Does anybody even really know what's going on with the COVID? How long you can get it? Does anybody even know the information? We don't even know. Or y'all know. Okay, I don't know if we can say that. But all right. Who else got something? Pandemic P. Oof, unfortunate. All right. Last final check, and then we'll move on. Here we go. Come on, Vegas. Put out the spread. And they're gonna, they're taking this long? I don't know, folks. I think they may go a little bitch made here and go -3.5. But we will check in periodically on this. But we've got other stuff to talk about, in the show must continue to move on. Paul George will not derail this show. All right. So let's swing to the NFL, and once again, we will check on that spread a little bit throughout the show. But let's switch gears here to the NFL, and the first thing we got to talk about here, I thought we were going to go right into Kenny Pickett, but all these quarterbacks, folks, as of recently, they've just, this offseason, truly, everybody's lost their mind this offseason. This has been the craziest offseason in NFL history, not just because of the trades and all that, the free agent signings, players leaving teams and all that. No. That does play a little bit of a part in it. But overall, what people are saying, what's happening with these players, demanding money, demanding trades and all this. And once again, I'm going to say this again. I said it at the top. I'll say it again. I've got no problem with Kyler Murray, with any player wanting more money. That's the goal of life, is to acquire money. And I don't care what anybody says. Money's the only thing that matters in this world, folks. Y'all can spare me. Oh, family. Oh, love. Okay, y'all can get that. Give me the money then. If y'all don't want the money, then hand me the money. Why are y'all still holding on the money if y'all don't care about the money? Send me the money then. If y'all don't care about the money, give me your money. Yes? I'll put the studio address at the bottom of the description of this video. Yes? But, yeah, if you feel like you're worth more, absolutely use your leverage. We give power to the players. Power to the players. GameStop, yeah, power to the players. Power to the players, folks. Go out and get your money. Go out and earn the money however you can, as soon as you can, as often as you can. I mean, look at the Dolphins cornerback Xavier Howard. This man's re-upping every single year, and the Dolphins are giving it to him every single year. I don't like it, but damn, the man's getting paid, so I'm not knocking that. Xavier Howard, the man knows how to play the system, and he's doing it absolutely perfectly. But what is Xavier Howard? He's one of the top corners in the league, like top 1, top 2 corner in the league. Consistent production defensively, winning games a little single-handedly by Xavier Howard. But all these quarterbacks, as of recently, we started with the Sam Darnold story last week. Even Sam Darnold said it before Baker Mayfield did. Baker Mayfield's getting all the slack because he went dark with it. But Sam Darnold was kind of initially like, hey, I'm good and I couldn't be good. But, all these people like talking crap about me, I don't like it. And Sam Darnold was the first one to be like, how would you feel if I came to your place to work and booed you? Sam Darnold said that last week. Then we had Baker Mayfield. Once again, I feel so disrespected by the Browns, and he definitely has a right to. But then kind of, doubling and tripling down, saying, I'm so good, and I don't really get why they're moving off of me for Deshaun Watson, who's so much better than Baker Mayfield. It's not even a debate, folks. And then we get Kyler Murray here, once again, kind of holding out a little bit, wants a new contract, had his agent post out that dumb letter to social media. Then Kyler Murray deletes all of his social media and all that. And now we're getting Kyler Murray is not expected to play for the Cardinals this season without a new contract. What is going on with all these younger quarterbacks that are decent? Kyler Murray's very good. Baker Mayfield's okay. Sam Darnold's not good at all. But what's with these quarterbacks just expecting money? I think it's Patrick Mahomes, and this is what I tweeted out last night. Patrick Mahomes' contract has everybody acting different. The fact that Patrick Mahomes got 10-year, $500 million, this has everybody acting different. As soon as Patrick Mahomes got paid, what was the story? Ooh, what is Lamar Jackson going to get paid? And what has Lamar Jackson got paid? Nothing as of recently, because, he was injured this season. 7 games, don't make the playoffs. So now his, health is a factor and all that. He hasn't really had a deep playoff run yet in his career. I mean, Patrick Mahomes got paid after he won the ring. All these quarterbacks are expecting big-time money without proving any wins. Baker Mayfield's only playoff win was against Big Ben Roethlisberger with one arm. That's the big playoff win that you think you deserve all this money for? Deshaun Watson was single-handedly carrying that Texans team while that Texans organization was actively trying to hurt the team, to make the team trash. Deshaun Watson was the only bright spot, and he was a huge bright spot on that Texans team. So, what is going on with, what's the deal with all these quarterbacks wanting all this money without proving that they can win the big game? I don't get it. Yeah? So what is going on, folks? What is going on with all these quarterbacks? So what we have to do here on the show, we must rank these quarterbacks because I think the quarterback hierarchy is getting a little wonky. It's getting a little misconstrued a little bit. All these players are just expecting all this money. And once again, I've got no problem if you get paid, absolutely go get that money. But let's be a little bit smarter about how we go about and when we ask for that big payday, for that big contract, because these players have not won. These players have not proven that they can win consistently. And folks, that's all we preach on the show: consistency, winning. And these quarterbacks are not doing it, and they're demanding money. They're demanding big time money. I don't think this is the smartest point in time to do that. Do what Patrick Mahomes did. Win first, then get the money. Or do what Josh Allen did. Have 2, oh my goodness, great seasons. Winning. AFC Championship game. Gets paid. Yeah. Get to a championship game. Then get paid. Then ask for the money, yes? So we have to kind of put these quarterbacks a little bit in order right here, folks. So I've got all the starting quarterbacks for every single team here in a list format where we can just kind of, drag and drop and move one in front of the other, move one behind the other here. And I want to rank our quarterbacks to see where these quarterbacks fall and why they're demanding all this money. I mean, if you're not top 5 quarterbacks, I mean, I don't think we'll get to the discussion, but I don't know if Kyler Murray's like top 5 or top 10, or if he's top 15, we'll see where he falls. But Kyler Murray wanting all this money, demanding all this money without being like top 5 quarterback, without winning big playoff games, it's got everybody acting wonky. Everybody's acting different after Patrick Mahomes got paid. Patrick Mahomes is setting fire to this league because he got a huge blockbuster record-breaking historic deal that nobody has ever. I've never seen that contract before, at least in the NFL. So everybody's acting different after this Patrick Mahomes contract, and they're not as good as Patrick Mahomes. This is where we have the problem. So we've got all the quarterbacks here, so let's start ranking these quarterbacks. And this is a little bit of a. This is not like set in stone where we're going to do, he's definitely number 1, he's definitely number 2. It's like, all right, yeah, these quarterbacks are definitely at the top. Maybe a slight edge here, slight edge here. This is not in concrete. This is just a little bit of an overview of where these quarterbacks fall. So don't look too much into it. If I want y'all to look too much into it, I will express that as we go through these. But overall, it's a little bit of a generalization of where these quarterbacks fall. So without further ado, let's get into this emergency reordering list of what quarterback is good and who's better than who and all of this to see, do these quarterbacks deserve all this money right now, or maybe they should have held off a little bit longer before they start kind of asking, demanding, holding out. Kyler Murray is about to hold out this season, folks. It's crazy. So here we go, and the two just started with some quarterbacks here. We got to put Patrick Mahomes at the top. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, I really think are like 1 and 2, honestly. And I think I'm just gonna give a slight edge to Patrick Mahomes just because he's younger. I mean, they can both win. They're both great. Obviously, Tom Brady is the ageless wonder over here because he just put up his best season last year. So maybe we shouldn't even consider, Patrick Mahomes is younger. Who cares? Tom Brady's going to play till he's 60, so he's still young right now. But Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, right at the top. I'll have Patrick Mahomes over. Actually, no. What Tom Brady did last season, folks, I'm going Tom Brady over Patrick Mahomes. But overall, I mean, they're very, very close, folks. They're both at the top. Once again, don't look too much into how these two quarterbacks are ordered. Really just focus in on where we put Aaron Rodgers, folks. That one you can look into, okay? I give you all permission to look into where we rank Aaron Rodgers, okay? So we get Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I got to put Matthew Stafford here in top 5 category. I'll have him right under Patrick Mahomes, proving he can win when he has a good team around him. And you do need a good team around you. And once again, that speaks unfortunateness to Sam Darnold and to Baker Mayfield because they really did not have the supporting cast around them or the support or just the infrastructure, team, organization around them to be successful. So yes, that is unfortunate for Baker Mayfield and for Sam Darnold. But once again, they're doubling down and still demanding all this. Once again, you still didn't prove anything, and you were still very lackluster in a lackluster setting where Deshaun Watson was not lackluster at all. And as we say, Deshaun Watson, yeah, let's get him in the top 3. I'm going to put him over Matthew Stafford here. But Deshaun Watson, we got to bring up these man stats, folks. We have to re-jog y'all's memory on Deshaun Watson because this man, obviously a year removed from the league here, but in 2020, man, oh man, led the league in passing yards, 4,800, 70% completion percentage, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Folks, he went 4-12, but once again, that whole organization was actively, Bill O'Brien was actively trying to ruin this organization by all of his garbage trades and everything that he did. And Deshaun Watson was still a huge bright spot here. Look at these stats. These are incredible, folks. These are absolutely incredible stats here. And they only resulted into a 4-12 season because the overall team was so trash. But you could still be good. Even if your setting around you is trash, you can still be good. And for Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, they were trash in a trash setting. We know their stats. We know it's never good. We know their unclutchability. We know their unwinnability. It's unfortunate. but Deshaun Watson made the absolute most. It's so much more than the most, but he made the absolute most out of the worst situation possible, folks. 4,800 yards, still got it done. Still got it done, folks. 70% completion percentage, even though his entire team was trash. You got to give Deshaun Watson credit, folks. So, yeah, the Browns moving off Baker Mayfield for Deshaun Watson, yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the right call, Baker. You can't do anything like what Deshaun Watson does. And maybe you can in the future when you keep working and grinding, absolutely. But at this current moment, Deshaun Watson is hands down, no debate, no question, no thought, better than Baker Mayfield. So Deshaun Watson at number 3 really could be number 2 and honestly could be number 1, folks. Once again, don't look too much into these orders. We're just getting a little bit of a generalization sense. All right, what other quarterbacks do we got up here? We got to put Dak. No, not Dak. Derek Carr. I'm going to put Derek Carr right under Matthew Stafford, even though it's very, very close. Once again, Matthew Stafford just won a ring, so that's a little bit of the tiebreaker. Derek Carr now having Josh McDaniels and Devontae Adams. Now this is his season to prove, hey, I can kind of be Super Bowl-esque. Great support around me. I can be Super Bowl-esque, and that's all I really need to see out of Derek Carr this season. And so far, he's been doing almost like he's been doing like conference he's been doing like divisional round-esque level of play. So we'll see if he can kind of upgrade his level of play to like conference championship, Super Bowl level of play with this new additions to his offense. But I love Derek Carr. And then, I'll put Aaron Rodgers. I'll put Aaron Rodgers right under Derek Carr, folks. Now this one you can look into. I am comfortable saying Aaron Rodgers is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 best quarterback in the league. I think I'm fine with that. Maybe potentially number 7 with Lamar Jackson. I'm going to put Lamar Jackson right under Aaron Rodgers. Lamar Jackson, folks, is very, very great, and he's clutch as hell. And this is why Lamar Jackson maybe can be a top 5, top 6. What do we have him here? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got Lamar Jackson 7, but man, oh man, this man is clutch as heck. That's the huge selling point for Lamar Jackson. He goes out and wins game. Tyler Huntley could not win to save his life. Obviously, we saw him 0-7 down the final 7 games. The man cannot win. Lamar Jackson is a winner when he's out on the field. This unfortunate injury this season, hopefully this doesn't mean he's injury prone. We're not reading into it that he is injury prone, but overall, I'll put Lamar Jackson just under Aaron Rodgers, but I could definitely make the case for Lamar Jackson better than Aaron Rodgers too. So Aaron Rodgers 6, 7, 8, yeah, I'm comfortable with him in that range. All right, so then we got Lamar Jackson at 7. Oh my goodness, look at all this. I forgot Josh Allen, folks. I forgot Josh Allen. Man. I kind of want to put Josh Allen better than I'm doing this. I'm putting Josh Allen above Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson above I got to go Aaron Rodgers better than Lamar Jackson, but I do take Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers any day of the week, and I think I may take Lamar Jackson over Aaron Rodgers too. That's where we get into a debate. That's where I get into a debate with it. But I'm going to have Josh Allen above Aaron Rodgers, so now Aaron Rodgers is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lamar Jackson 8. Aaron Rodgers 7 now. Who else do we got to put in here? Now we get Kyler Murray. I'll put Kyler Murray right under Lamar Jackson. We need that winnability by Kyler Murray. That's truly the difference between Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. Lamar Jackson's taller, but Kyler Murray's has a little bit more acceleration speed. Lamar Jackson, I think, is a little faster overall, but overall, Lamar Jackson's a better clutch winner than Kyler Murray is. Then we get Joe Burrow. Man, oh man, these quarterbacks, folks. And I feel like I'm disrespecting some of these players. I'm definitely disrespecting Aaron Rodgers, and I have no problem with that. But every other quarterback, I'm feeling like I'm disrespecting here, and I'm trying not to. That's why I'm not doing like, hey, this is definitely 1, this is definitely 2. It's just a little bit of an overall generalization. Yeah, they fit in like this 3-pick window, this 3-stretch window. Yeah. But Joe Burrow, I'll put him over Kyler Murray, the man proving he's a winner. I got to put Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson at the current moment just because he proved he can get to the Super Bowl coming off that injury. Now, if Lamar Jackson can kind of do what Joe Burrow did this season, then yeah, I think I may put Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow, but I'll have Joe Burrow here over Lamar Jackson just under Aaron Rodgers. All right, who else do we get? Then we get Russell Wilson, and I got to put him back in it. He's up for recertification here, so I'm going to put Russell Wilson. Tough. Like Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, yeah, kind of the same-ish. I'll put Russell Wilson just under Lamar Jackson just because Russell Wilson is up for recertification in our recertification season, this upcoming season. We got 4 quarterbacks. If you are new to the show here, we got 4 quarterbacks up for recertification this season just to make sure that they are still good. Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers. I believe we have a video of that, so if you're interested, we talk about all of that in that video. Go search for it. All right, what else do we get to here? Kyler Murray, we just did Russell Wilson. All right, who else do we got? Justin Herbert, and we have a story on Justin Herbert that I do want to dive into. It's real interesting. It poses the question, is this man good? Justin Herbert may have to make our recertification list, but I'm going to put Justin Herbert right under Kyler Murray for right now. Then we get like Tua. I'm gonna put Tua right. I'm gonna put Tua above Justin Herbert just because this man can win. That's kind of what the question is posed: is Justin Herbert clutch? Can he win games? Can he close out games? I'm gonna put Tua actually right above Kyler Murray as well. Actually, I'm gonna put Tua right above Kyler Murray. What is that? Does that put Tua in top 10? Tom Brady 1, Mahomes 2, Deshaun Watson 3, Stafford 4, Derek Carr 5, Josh Allen 6, Aaron Rodgers 7, Joe Burrow 8, Lamar Jackson 9, Russell Wilson 10 to 11. So Tua kind of fighting for top 10 spots, folks. I definitely agree with that. What else do we get here? Matt Ryan, he's out of top 10. So we have Kyler Murray at number 12. I mean, this is what we're talking about. I think this is a good enough list so far of kind of to get our point across. I mean, and then we get Baker Mayfield, folks, and I don't even have, I mean, who do we put over Baker Mayfield? I have Ryan Tannehill over Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott over Baker Mayfield. I want Matt Ryan over Baker Mayfield. We got to get Mitch Trubisky and Davis Mills and Jalen Hurts. We got to drop them down a little bit. Obviously, do not want them. So after Justin Herbert, I'll go Dak Prescott. I'll go Ryan Tannehill. I'll put Ryan Tannehill above Dak Prescott. I'll put Matt Ryan right under Dak Prescott. I'll put Jimmy Garoppolo over Baker Mayfield. Who else do we get over Kirk Cousins? Easily over Baker Mayfield. Marcus Mariota over. That's tough. That's a tough one. I'm really interested to see what Marcus Mariota has here. But overall, folks, just quick. This is an all right stretch. I think this is kind of getting our point across right here. But let's see. We have Kyler Murray at number 12. We have Baker Mayfield at 19, and then we have, who was the other one? Sam Darnold. He's low 20, folks. We won't even go that low. I mean, this is what we're talking about. So we have a number 12 quarterback, a number 19 quarterback, and like a 25-plus quarterback out here, all demanding big-time money and kind of threatening to hold out. Baker Mayfield going on a podcast and speaking out, showing his true colors and all that. Sam Darnold still kind of claiming he's still good. This is the attitude that has driven all these quarterbacks, or not being paid has driven all these quarterbacks to go wonky, to go wild, not help their case really at all. What are we doing out here? Kyler Murray, I love you. You're explosive. Watching Kyler Murray is so it's so I don't want to say gratifying. But it's so great. It's so great to watch Kyler Murray play. He's explosive as heck. He can make big plays. He's entertaining as heck. He's great, good. I don't know if we can go great yet. Let me kind of rein in that great word a little bit. But he's very, very good out here, folks. But But I don't know if this is what you do at this current state in time. Not winning, coming off that really bad playoff loss and that end of the regular season. It was really bad when you lost DeAndre Hopkins. You're only kind of proving you can play when you have a great number one, A1, tier 1 wide receiver alongside you. This is not the time to demand double and triple, quadruple. This man is quadrupling down right now on not playing until he gets a new contract, folks. Kyler Murray not expected to play for the Cardinals without a new contract. Let's quickly go into this article right here and kind of just get our bearings straight on this whole Kyler Murray situation. Here we go. Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is adamant about getting a new contract before hitting the field for the 2022 season. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported Thursday that Murray is not expected to play unless he gets a new deal. Won't play until he gets a new deal. The Cardinals have yet to make a contract offer to Murray, whose agent, Eric Burkhart, informed the team weeks ago he was pulling his opening proposal off the table. Pulling that opening proposal, demanding this is doubling, tripling, quadrupling down here with Kyler Murray, folks. And he's the 12th best. 12th best at just a quick overall glance look at the quarterback field in the NFL at the current moment. 12th best, and having all these contingencies on what he gets paid and how he gets paid and when he should get paid and how he should get paid. Man, back to the article. No, we're not going to do all this because this is just recapping everything. We've known this. So, yeah, he's holding out until he gets a new contract. And then we get this by Albert Breer. He has this tweet: Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray and his camp have long viewed the draft as a deadline for a new contract. We talked about this back in March because if they were going to ask for a trade, they'd want to do it before then. Putting the ball in Arizona's court is the next step in that direction. So they're having the draft as the deadline. We're about 2 weeks away from the draft, so everything's kind of ramping up as we head to the draft. Kyler Murray, I do not believe this is what you should be doing. And we saw the first sign of the Cardinals being like, hey, we're not gonna bow down to your wishes. We're not doing this. The first sign of the Cardinals saying, hey, the first message that was sent from the Cardinals to the Kyler Murray to be like, hey, we're not doing this, was paying Cliff Kingsbury and the general manager 2 contract extensions. Paying the organization first. Hey, Kyler Murray, yeah, we're paying these guys first. And then the second message came out last night. Who did they just re-sign? The Cardinals just re-signed wide receiver A.J. Green. A.J. Green, who beefed it against the Packers for their first loss to almost cause this entire downward spiral for the Cardinals last season. Once again, the Cardinals started, 7-0? 7-0, and then they go and face the Packers at home, and they lose the game. They lose because A.J. Green could not catch the ball in the end zone. It's a pick instead because he didn't even try. He couldn't even locate the ball, and that's game over by that time. If A.J. Green caught that ball, they would have won the game. So A.J. Green gets re-signed. They pay A.J. Green, even though he wasn't really great, even when he had to be the number 1 receiver when DeAndre Hopkins went down. A.J. Green couldn't really fill that role, and he dropped a wide-open game-winning pass to go 8-0 on the season, folks. That's who they pay. Another huge message, folks. Look at this. They were 7-0 at this point. 8-0, going for 8-0 facing the Packers, but they lose. They lose that game. Struggle to kind of consistently be that number 1 option for Kyler Murray. That produced wins. Yes, he has a nice couple of games here. 102 yards, loss. 78 yards, he gets the win. 74 yards, he gets a win again. But then we get 23-yard games, loss. 33-yard game, loss. 64-yard game, loss. 4-yard game, loss against the Panthers. That's inexcusable, absolutely, last season. So A.J. Green struggled to be a number 1, struggled to be consistent, struggled to kind of clutch it up. He's aging, 33 now, and this is who they decide to pay, re-sign, instead of getting a contract done with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, you may have to cut your losses. may have to cut your losses, or maybe not. Maybe you're hoping the Seahawks are still a good organization to go to at the current moment. That's really the only good opening left that needs a starting great quarterback. You could be that. So, Kyler Murray doubling, tripling, quadrupling down here. I don't know if that's the right move, and the Cardinals are kind of playing the long game. Cardinals are playing the long game and not really showing any interest that they are going to sign Kyler Murray to a contract this season. So, Kyler Murray's threatening to hold out. Arizona's playing hardball. Which side's going to cave in first? Who's going to get what they want? If I'm Kyler Murray, I'm not so confident this is going my way. So, man, oh man. But more power to Kyler Murray. Absolutely. Go and get paid, kid. Absolutely. Alrighty. So, yeah, folks, not looking good for Kyler Murray. And I'm glad we did this quarterback reorder list. Aaron Rodgers, once again, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aaron Rodgers is the 7th best quarterback in the NFL right now. I take Josh Allen, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady. Even old-ass Tom Brady right now, unretired Tom Brady. I take him over Aaron Rodgers right now. There's 6 other quarterbacks that this isn't even a debate. I would debate Joe Burrow over Aaron Rodgers. I would debate Lamar Jackson over Aaron Rodgers. I would debate Tua over Aaron Rodgers right now. But right now, there's 6 other quarterbacks instantly I take over Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, not sorry. Alrighty, let's check back in on this NBA line, folks. Did they get the Pelicans-Clippers line fixed? They did, and look at this, folks. They went bitch made on us, folks. They did not go crazy with it, and we thank y'all. Pelicans -1, Clippers +1. So Pelicans +4 all the way to Pelicans -1. They are only counting Paul George as a 5-point swing. All right, I would have been comfortable. I would have been cool with it. They went all the way up to an 11-point turnaround, yeah? So Pelicans -1, Clippers +1. Got to take the Pelicans here, -1. This Clippers team, they're not as good without Paul George, and we just saw them beef the game with Paul George. That's not giving me any confidence here for this Clippers team. Once again, leading all the way throughout against the Timberwolves, and then beefed it in the 4th quarter. Could happen again here today. So for the Pelicans, everybody's good to go. Valanciunas having to go against Zubac. Okay, that's easy peasy. He won't get locked up by Jacob Poeltl like we saw. So everybody's good to go for the Pelicans, and then for the Clippers, Paul George out. Luke Kennard is a game time decision. So Pelicans -1, easy peasy. Hawks -2, Pelicans -1. Don't have to swallow any points here. We are taking both road teams, which speaks truly 100% against of all the other play-in tournament games up until this moment. But I gotta go. The road teams are just better teams overall, and they have their superstars all healthy. I'm going to take healthy superstars over a home court advantage tonight, folks. We're going Hawks -2, Pelicans -1 to secure the final 8th seeds in the Eastern and Western Conference. Love that Pelicans -1, folks. And we were expecting at minimum Pelicans -3.5, so thank Vegas for the value. Alrighty, let's transition back to the NFL, and let's keep talking some stories here. Let's go to some breaking news today. The Colts are giving cornerback Stephon Gilmore a 2-year, $23 million deal. So the Colts getting better defensively. Once again, just shoring up their championship run. Once again, it's all going to fall on Matt Ryan, how far this Colts team goes. Carson Wentz couldn't get it done. Phillip Rivers couldn't get it done. Is Matt Ryan the missing piece right here? They shore up their defense a little bit more with Stephon Gilmore. Love that Stephon Gilmore is out of Carolina now. Hated seeing him there because just hate that Carolina organization just because Matt Rule is so bad at his job, doesn't know how to evaluate talent at all. And Stephon Gilmore, a very good corner in this league. I think he's a little overrated, but I still think he's very, very good. I'm not trying to knock anybody here. I do believe Stephon Gilmore a tad overrated, but still very good. He can definitely hold it down for this Colts defense upcoming this season. So, Colts signed Stephon Gilmore today to a 2-year, $23 million deal. Now, Stephon Gilmore, you are going to have to live up to those overhyped expectations because Jim Irsay does not play around anymore, because there could be, if the Colts struggle this season, there could be a lot of funny quotes coming from Jim Irsay. They got a lot of new players, Matt Ryan, Stephon Gilmore, high-profile players that they're paying a lot of money to, and if you don't get it done year one, there's no patience here in Indianapolis. There's no patience. Carson Wentz and Phillip Rivers ate up all their patience. No more patience remaining. So if you don't get the job done, expect a little bit of a tirade by Jim Irsay, and your feelings probably getting hurt. So if you don't want your feelings getting hurt, go out and win the ring this season. Matt Ryan and Stephon Gilmore, you must get it done. They are truly relying on you. So Colts just getting deeper, getting better. Can Matt Ryan put it all together? That is the question. All right, and as we talk about the Colts here, they have now added Matt Ryan. They got Yannick Ngakoue, who's a little overrated. I mean, his name really kind of popped in the start of 2020 when he went to the Vikings, and then he didn't really do anything on the Vikings, and then he's been to the the Jags last season, but he's kind of been shopped around a little bit, new team every single year for the last maybe 2-3 years. So Yannick Ngakoue needs to kind of reassert himself. He needs to recertify himself as a great edge rusher in this league. He can do it, but they get Matt Ryan, Yannick Ngakoue, Rodney McLeod, safety, and then Stephon Gilmore. So new additions here, money being spent, great names, once in their career. Matt Ryan, Ngakoue, McLeod, and Stephon Gilmore all having great success. Now all on the same team, and a must-win now team. Can they put it all together? Matt Ryan, you are really going to be the one to bring it all together. The running game, offensive line, receivers, defense, defensive line, edge rushers, corners, linebackers, safeties, coaching staff, they've all been really great, all consistent, championship level right from week one the last 2 seasons. It's really the only quarterback play that has struggled. Matt Ryan, you will be the scapegoat if they don't get it done, but you will have all the success and praise if you do get it done. So, high risk, high reward here for Matt Ryan. Please go out and get it done. I would love this Colts team to win a ring because they've been right at that freaking finish line the last 2 years and have not been able to get it done with their quarterback play. So Colts have truly, once again, made themselves a plug-and-play quarterback away from winning the ring. They are primed. They have talent everywhere. It's not going to last forever. These contracts are going to be kind of, coming up soon for the other players that they paid in the Phillip Rivers days, yes? So go out and get it done, Matt Ryan and this Colts team. You've got the pieces to do it. Alrighty, let's move on to a new team that just signed another big name. I guess you can call it a big name, folks. Here we go. The Packers signed wide receiver Sammy Watkins to a 1-year, $4 million deal. And according to Aaron Rodgers, this is supposed to be the wide receiver to bring it all together. According to Pat McAfee, who spoke with Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers yesterday, said he is, quote, very excited about the signing of Sammy Watkins and, quote unquote, can't wait to get to work. So Sammy Watkins is supposed to be better than Davante Adams. We're supposed to look at this Packers overall wide receiver room and say, yeah, this is going to get it done. This will get it done. Are y'all ready for their 3 starting wide receivers? Allen Lazard, who's been here, he's good. Then we get Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb. Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb. Sammy Watkins has not lived up to anything at all his entire career, folks. Had 1 good season in Buffalo, and that was it. But Aaron Rodgers is excited to work with Sammy Watkins. Aaron Rodgers didn't throw the ball to any receiver in the playoffs last year besides Davante Adams. He's going to throw to Sammy Watkins, who's inconsistent. Couldn't get it done. I mean, look at this man's catch percentages, folks. The man's a career 58% catch percentage. That's not good. Mid 60s is good. Low 70s is really where you should be. 71, 72, 73% catch percentage. We get Sammy Watkins here at 55%. And this was last year with Baltimore. He was their number one deep threat receiver. He was supposed to be the deep threat wide receiver. And how many yards did Sammy Watkins have last year? 394 on 55% catch percentage. Not good. Not good. The man only had 1,000-yard receiving season, and that was year 2 in Buffalo. And then ever since then, struggled to put up 500 yards a year ever since then. But Sammy Watkins is supposed to be the guy that takes Aaron Rodgers over the edge. Folks, we're talking about this Cowboys team winning 3-4 games next season. Yeah, maybe this Packers team wins like 5 games next season. This is not a good Packers team. Aaron Rodgers with no weapons, he may get exposed, folks, because Aaron Rodgers is such a diva, thinks so highly of himself that if you're not getting it done in practice like 100% to Aaron Rodgers' liking, he won't throw the ball to you in games. We see that by him, folks. He holds grudges. We know this by him. So Sammy Watkins, dropping balls week 1, week 2, doing an AJ Green, not getting it done in the clutch to win the game, and Aaron Rodgers single-handedly loses because of a wide receiver. He will not throw to them for the rest of the year. That's what's going to happen to Sammy Watkins. He drops a ball, a touchdown, a go-ahead score to win the game early on, weeks 1 through 5. Aaron Rodgers will not throw to Sammy Watkins for the rest of the year, folks, so get prepared for that. But he's excited about this. Once again, Aaron Rodgers, this is a lie. I know Aaron Rodgers is lying. Every time Aaron Rodgers opens his mouth, it's a lie. He's not excited about Sammy Watkins. No. After losing Davante Adams, you're happy about Sammy Watkins? No, folks, no. And I know this is what Aaron Rodgers has to say. You can't knock your own teammates. I get it. But still, at the end of the day, we're going to get classic Aaron Rodgers this season. Not moving the needle. Why take 6 other quarterbacks, hands down, no debate, over Aaron Rodgers right now? So, Aaron Rodgers happy about Sammy Watkins. The whole Packers receiving core is worse than it was last year. They do have Allen Lazard, who's fantastic. He's 6'5", but get this, folks. Get this. Allen Lazard has been with the Green Bay Packers his entire career. Only played with Aaron Rodgers his entire career, and he's 6'5". He should be getting more than what he's doing right here. 500 yards production was his most last season. Now, I get it. He's second fiddle to Davante Adams. I get all that. But he's 6'5". You should be utilizing him even more. Look at Allen Lazard's postseason numbers. Look at these postseason numbers here. One touchdown in 4 playoff games. He only has 1 touchdown in 4 playoff games. A 6'5" wide receiver only has 1 touchdown in 4 playoff games. And Aaron Rodgers wonders why he struggles in the playoffs, struggles to win those conference championship games because he doesn't utilize all of his pieces here. Once again, last year in the playoffs, in that playoff game where he only threw to Davante Adams in the back out of the backfield, Allen Lazard had only 1 catch for 6 yards. What is Aaron Rodgers doing? So let's say, all right, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they have a good regular season. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to happen in the postseason. Sammy Watkins hasn't really had any big postseason great production. Allen Lazard never gets the attention in the postseason by Aaron Rodgers. And then we get number 3 receiver right here, Randall Cobb, who's only 5'10", who's aging out of this league at 31, who last year only had 375 yards and only played 12 games and only started 3 games. And then we look at Randall Cobb's postseason stats. How many touchdowns does Randall Cobb have in the postseason, basically playing with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers his entire career? In 2019 and 2020 played for Dallas and Houston, but overall played for the Green Bay Packers his entire career. And Randall Cobb only has 5 touchdowns, but one game, 3 touchdowns came, and that was against the Giants in the wild card round. Finally, Aaron Rodgers slings 3 touchdowns to Randall Cobb. So we take that 1 game away from Randall Cobb, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 11 playoff games, excluding that Giants wild card game in 2016. Randall Cobb has 2 touchdown passes in 11 playoff games with Aaron Rodgers. So even if Sammy Watkins ties this team together in the regular season, the postseason will be classic Aaron Rodgers. This Packers team will not move the needle for us again this year. Stop it with Aaron Rodgers. He's hesitant in the playoffs, folks. His best receiver, Davante Adams, is gone. He will be exposed. He does not have the trust. He does not have the repertoire with Allen Lazard, with Sammy Watkins, with Randall Cobb, like he did with Davante Adams to give him the good production needed. So no, do not get big on this Packers team this year, folks. Sammy Watkins is not the answer. He is not the answer here, even though Aaron Rodgers is happy that he's here. It's not going to work out, folks. Man, oh man, this Packers team, folks, Aaron Rodgers has everybody fooled, and as I talk about him every single day and truly kind of discover what he is, it just becomes clearer and clearer and clearer to me every single day, folks. Every piece of new information truly just tells us exactly what Aaron Rodgers is, folks. We know this man. He will not have any production, any great production from these receivers in the playoffs because he hasn't had that production before ever in his career. But now it's going to come when he's already set in his ways, and we know Aaron Rodgers doesn't change. Aaron Rodgers is definitely, you know how there is a belief out there that people don't change. I'm still undecided if I truly agree with that or not. People never change. I'm still 50-50. I see examples that kind of don't, and I still don't know where I truly fall on that case. But Aaron Rodgers is truly somebody that does not change. He is on he's on the side of my thinking of all my data points collected on the issue of do people change over time, yes or no. Aaron Rodgers is on that no side, 100% hard no. Aaron Rodgers thinks he's the smartest person ever. He will not change. He thinks he's right 100% of the time. He does not change, ever. This is not going to get better with age. Like Tom Brady, he's aging fine like wine. Aaron Rodgers will age like milk. Milk does not age well, folks. Aaron Rodgers happy about Sammy Watkins. All right. Losing Davante Adams and happy on Sammy Watkins. Okay. Good luck in the playoffs when you struggle, yes? Alrighty, what else do we got up next here? Not good news. Yikes. Talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas police want to speak with Cowboys cornerback Kelvin Joseph as a person of interest in the murder of a 20-year-old man last month. Joseph was a second-round pick last year, was at a bar when a fight broke out. Shots were fired outside the fight shots were fired outside after the fight broke up. So, not good here for this Cowboys team. Negative attention, defensive side of the ball, which was the best thing about the Cowboys last year, folks. Let's not get it twisted. Once again, let's not get confused by revisionist history out here. This Cowboys offense underperformed. It underperformed. There is no debate. It underperformed. The defense helped them carry them the entire way last year. So, if this Cowboys defense is having big time distractions here, this is not good. So, potential, I don't even want to phrase it like this. Kelvin Joseph is a person of interest, and the police want to have a couple of words with him. So, hopefully he's cleared. Hopefully he is truly innocent, but this is still negative attention here for this Cowboys team that really cannot afford it, folks. We already have them pegged at 3 to 4 wins. This story right here does not help that. It does not do the Cowboys justice. So, hopefully this is nothing. Hopefully this is just, you got the wrong guy, truly. Hey, you're just a person of interest. You were there. We just want to talk to you. That's it. So we'll see how all this plays out, but potentially not good news for this Cowboys team. Alrighty, here we go. Next story up here, and we got to talk about this. Why do we have to talk about this? Why is everybody so anti-money? And I know I just, started the NFL segments with, Kyler Murray probably should not, be acting out like this to get paid. But once again, I don't care that he's doing this. Go out and get the money. If you feel like you can win this negotiation, absolutely. I just don't think he's winning the negotiation. It's unfortunate. Win and then get negotiation power. Get leverage first. Kyler Murray doesn't really have any leverage. What does he have leverage? A couple of plays, a couple of big plays, a couple of exciting moments throughout the regular season. We need playoff wins. That's what moves the needle. So get the leverage and then do this. Kyler Murray doesn't have the leverage. But these players, they do have the leverage. So people don't want people to get money. Like, we all understand that, right? People don't want you to have money. I mean, look at GameStop stock last year. Oh my God, that's shooting up. People are making millions of dollars. Oh, well, let's halt the trading. Oh, yeah, this is not good over here because of the big institutions. They were kind of getting screwed a little bit. So they're like, hey, stop it. They shut down trading. They shut down trading on a stock that was helping the common man get money. People do not want you to have money, folks. Let's have that out there. That is 100% confirmed fact, folks. The people do not want you to have money, okay? So, the NIL, the name, image, likeness, sponsorships that can be signed by college athletes right here. It was fantastic like here. Everybody was getting money, and the sport didn't change. The level of competition didn't change. Players were still playing football. People were still giving it their all. And once again, everybody was like, oh my God, this is going to change the game. Players aren't going to play. They're not going to want to play. They already got paid. They're not going to want to play. All this. Oh, it's going to make the sport so much worse. Did it? No, it's a full year. Nothing happened. So much actually didn't happen that nobody even talked about it. When was the last time we talked about the NIL? When was the last time anybody talked about the NIL? They talked about it immediately when it happened because all those big crazy deals, $1 million deals immediately for like trash companies and all that. But nobody talked about it because it went so well, because it wasn't a problem. Nobody had to talk about it. There was no stories to talk about because it all was going so good. But now people want to knock it because once again, only I could have money. You guys can't have money. I'm the only one that can get the money here. Oh no, they're gatekeeping money from people, folks. Relax, okay? So we get Nick Saban has a quote on the NIL, and once again, everything he says is just absolutely boomer thinking, gatekeeping money, and all this. It's ridiculous, folks. This is absolutely absurd. This is what Nick Saban has to say on the NIL. Quote, I don't think what we're doing right now is a sustainable model. Last year on our team, our guys probably made as much or more than anybody in the country. That creates a situation where you can basically buy players. You can do it in recruiting, and you can also get players to get in the transfer portal to see if they can get more someplace else than they can get at your place. You can buy players like what you were doing before the NIL, like all the under-the-table money that we have countless records of. Who lost their Heisman? Reggie Bush lost his Heisman because of this. So don't act all high and mighty. Oh, now we can buy players. Oh, this is so bad because we can buy players. You were doing that before. Under the table. So stop with this, oh, I stick it by the book and I'm holier than thou. Stop it, Nick Saban, because you know what you were doing before this was happening. Also, these are players sacrificing their bodies, football contact sports. Andrew Luck saw the contact side and said, yeah, no thank you, I'll dip. I'm not going to ruin my body for the rest of my life. These players, just because they're in college, just because they're young, they're still providing you a product because of their talent. They deserve some money. And you can say, oh, free tuition. Isn't that enough? No, because college is a giant scam anyway. Who cares? You just pay to get your kid in. It's a status thing, college. And then all that money that they paid the players gets passed off on the other students. So actually this helps everybody. Tuition prices could actually go lower because these programs don't have to pay these players under the table and then pass all that money on to the other students that did it the right way, that applied and all that worked hard, got a high GPA so they can get accepted into this college. All of that money that they had to spend under the table gets passed on to these students for the tuition. Money's got to come from somewhere. We know that from the Washington Commanders. They had two books going. They had two books, but they had to have actual money to balance the real book. Yes? So stop with this gatekeeping of money. Let people get money. Oh, but that ruins the entire structure of what America is, where, hey, we need people for these jobs, and if they have money, they won't work at McDonald's. If you give people money, they will not work at McDonald's, and if there's nobody working at McDonald's, then the people that own stock in McDonald's don't get money, so they don't get money. Do you see how it works? Trickle-down economics is truly trickle-down, because it's going to be the people at the top getting theirs first, and then everybody at the bottom gets the scraps if there's any left over. Newsflash, there's not. There's a movie on Netflix, and it's more of an overall message than a movie, but it is still a movie. I forgot what it is, but there's a lot of platforms, and there's like 2 people on every platform, and there's a food disc that goes down all the way through every floor, and the people at the top floor, they get to pick whatever they want, and then it keeps going down to the bottom, and there's like 3,000 floors, and the people at the bottom get no food because the greedy people at the top take it all, more than what they need. And even Fox thought they were Smurfy by doing Next Level Kitchen. Same premise. 3 floors of kitchens. People on the bottom floor get the worst ingredients because people at the top floor took them all. Just interesting, folks. Just interesting. Just putting it out there. Just saying things that catch my attention. That's it. So, Nick Saban, relax, please. Everybody relax. The NIL is not ruining anything. You're buying players. Oh, no, players are getting paid for their talent. They should. Oh, they're getting more than just tuition money. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, no, they get free education and money. Oh, my goodness, the world's coming to an end. Will y'all relax? Just because y'all don't have money don't mean other people can't have money. Just because you're broke doesn't mean everybody else has to be broke. Will y'all stop this level of thinking? That's really the problem in America. Just because you don't have anything, you stop. Like, people are against, the forgiveness of college debt. Oh, I didn't use college loan debt, so I don't want y'all to have it. It makes everything better. It'd be just seeing other people have success or get something that you can't get. I mean, y'all say you hate communism, but then you're against, student loan forgiveness? That's literally anti-communism because only half the people went to college. So half the people would get it, benefit from it, half of it wouldn't. But y'all want to benefit from it. Oh, if y'all not getting it, I'm not getting it. So communism, y'all like the reverse angle of communism where instead of everybody gets everything, everybody gets nothing. That's what y'all want? Anti-communism, reverse communism? Okay. I'm cool with just, hey, letting everybody live. Can we all just let people live out here? So, the NIL is not ruining college sports, folks. People are getting paid. Why are you hating that? Because people have more money than you? Then get your weight up. Get your money up. Why are you yelling at me? Get your money up. Damn. Damn. I tell you how you can get your money up. Damn, we just told you. Pelicans -1. There it is. Get your money up. Damn. All right. So, Nick Saban. All right. Whatever. All right. What else do we got here? What can we do, folks? What do you do? All right. Let's go over. Let's keep going with the stories. Here we go. Got to clear out this backlog. Here we go. This is going to be interesting. Here we go. Big time interested in this article right here and these quotes on what this man is saying. But here we go. Matt Eberflus, the head coach of the Bears, new head coach of the Bears, on Bears quarterback Justin Fields' progress says, quote, he's going to have a clear understanding of what the offense is, and he's doing a really good job right now of grasping that and helping to teach it to the other players as well. Wow. Is this like the only positive statement we've gotten on Justin Fields over the last year and a half ever since he came into the league? Like, I'm big time. Like, the first sentence right off the rip, he's going to have a clear understanding of what the offense is. That's perfect, because I can guarantee you, Matt Nagy did not tell Justin Fields what the overall direction of the offense is. Once again, Matt Nagy was like, oh, there's a plan for Justin Fields. I'm almost certain Justin Fields didn't even know what that plan is. I don't even know if Matt Nagy knew and understood the plan 100%. But that's all he would say. Oh, there's a plan. I'm not playing him. There's a plan. Plan this, plan that, plan this, plan that. No plans here. He's going to have a clear understanding of what the offense is right off the rip. I'm coming in here. There's no plan. I'm not doing a game. He's going to have a clear understanding of what the offense is. So already, I'm loving this by the Bears. Already. See, we knew Matt Eberflus was the right choice here. Or actually, this is the wrong choice. He is defensive guy, but he is kind of maybe winning us over a little bit. All right, Matt Eberflus, defensive guy, had it mixed up with who we've been gushing over, Kevin O'Connell. That's right. But Matt Eberflus, all right, maybe winning us over a little bit. Yes, this is pretty good. going to have a clear understanding of what the offense is, and he's already doing a really good job right now grasping that and helping it to teach the other players as well. So, all right, we thought Matt Eberflus here in Chicago was bad because there wasn't going to be that kind of communication needed between the head coach and the quarterback because he is defensive minded. But hey, he's making sure this man knows the offense. So this is great. Let's go into this article and read the quotes here to see what this man is truly saying. So here we go. First, lead up to the first quote. So far, so great where Fields is concerned, according to the former Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator. Says, quote, I think he's in a great spot. This is Matt Eberflus, head coach now. Quote, I think he's in a great spot. He's been meeting with the offensive staff, and he feels very comfortable in this offense. This is a rhythm and timing offense. It's based in the West Coast system. It's going to be very quarterback friendly for him. It's been quarterback friendly for a lot of guys in the past. You see, defensive coach, and he's already spilling the secrets of the offense right here early on. Hey, this is a rhythm and timing offense. All right, what does rhythm and timing mean? Screens, slant, breaking out of your routes, quick action, all this. West Coast system now. So you see why we need offensive guys at the head coach position? Defensive guys are spilling all the secrets offensively. And Matt Eberflus is kind of saying, hey, I'm not even in the room. He's been meeting with the offensive staff and he feels comfortable in this offense. He's hearing the reports from the offensive kind of coordinators. So once again, why we need the head coach to be offensive-minded, so he has a little bit more of a grasp, a little bit more of an understanding on the whole offense to help out with the quarterback. But all right, seems like so far he's putting him in the position to win, so that's good. All right, here we go. We got two more quotes. Second lead up. Here we go. For now, though, Eberflus is looking for Fields to get a grasp of offensive coordinator Luke Getsy's offense, and the progress has been notable. Says, quote, you can see the way that it's coached, the rhythm and timing of it, of the passing game, is really going to help him understand when to get rid of the ball, what his progressions are. He's going to have a clear understanding of what the offense is, and he's doing a really good job right now of grasping that and helping to teach it to the other players as well. So that's great. He's getting control of the offense. He is the offense. He is the starting quarterback. That's great already from Matt Nagy's days as the head coach here. And we are getting kind of hints that Justin Fields is being a great leader here. He's doing a good job right now of grasping that and helping to teach it to the other players as well. So overall, we're loving what we're hearing from Justin Fields. But once again, it's all kind of secondhand. This is all kind of Matt Eberflus just kind of looking and what he's hearing. He's not really, part of it because he is defensive guy. We'll see how this all works out for the Bears this season. Is Matt Eberflus going to be the exception to the rule or just another rule to the rule book? We will see and we'll find out. All right, final quote. Here we go. The learning will continue, and per Eberflus, so will the excitement of Fields leading the way into another new era of Bears football, saying, quote, he's excited to get started. This is his football team, and he's excited to get going with the guys, and you can feel that as we go through this process of just getting together as a team and getting to know each other. So, love this right off the rip. Even though he's defensive guy out here, he's still calling Justin Fields. This is his football team. Matt Nagy never did that, never hinted as that. Once again, there's a plan in place for Justin Fields. There was no plan, folks. There was never any plan. Matt Nagy's not smart enough to come up with a plan. No. So, Matt Eberflus, we don't love the choice overall, but this is a nice, strong showing that he is still giving kind of a lot of control to Justin Fields. He's making it known that Justin Fields is the guy, and according to Baker Mayfield, you want to be known you're the guy because, we just got this man talking out. So, all right, not too bad. Bears winning us over slowly but surely. But hey, that's great, right? I mean, we don't want to not like this Bears team. We don't want to actively go against Justin Fields. No. So everything may be coming together here for the Bears. May. We'll keep track of it as we progress through the offseason. Alrighty, here we go, and I just want to talk about this quickly. Once again, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, both getting paid. We all know the story. But Derek Carr on Devontae Adams says, quote, "The guy is so freakishly talented, he makes me look better than I am." Wow. We already know Derek Carr's so good. So if Devontae Adams is going to make Derek Carr look even better than he already is, yeah. We got to drop $10,000 on the Raiders to win the Super Bowl, folks. Yes? Did we do 10,000? We did 10,000 on the Vikings, and we did. Did we do 10,000 on another team? Did we already do $10,000 on the Raiders? What do we got with the Raiders? I may have to drop another 10 grand on them to win it all, folks. What do we got? Team futures to win it all. The Raiders. What do we got the Raiders odds at? The Raiders are plus 3,500. Yeah, we already did 10,000. The 10,000 already popped up when we clicked on them. See, DraftKings knows our bets. Look at this, 360 grand paid out. So loving the Raiders, folks. Once again, every day talking about the Raiders, and every day they just keep growing on us, folks. Loving this Raiders team. Derek Carr is better than Aaron Rodgers. We do not need to know anything else. All right, here we go. Going to the next one here, and this is back to the USFL, folks, when we were talking about the Philadelphia Stars mascot, just this red alien. Well, I guess they have a new name. Guess they got a name for the man. Dear Earth, meet Blob, the winner of our mascot name vote. Blob. Blob is the mascot's name for the Philadelphia Stars. Blob. Just came out today, folks. This is breaking news for the Philadelphia Stars Twitter account. This is breaking news. Blob is announced. Yeah, definitely glad we are with the New Orleans. The New Orleans Breakers. Yeah. You don't see this man being named Blob. This is like the Silver Surfer. I mean, you name this man like the Silver Surfer right here. I know that name's already taken, but you do something exactly like that, the Blue Surfer. The cool guy surfer, yes? No Blob. So definitely glad we are not fans. They are not the official team, the official USFL team of Takes by Fans. I'm not having Blob as our mascot. No. Alrighty, here we go. Talk about some draft news here. The Giants would, quote unquote, would love to trade out of the 5th round pick. So once again, we've already kind of know this draft class isn't really kind of quarterback deep, and nobody's really going to be taking any great quarterbacks here in this draft. We don't really expect any of these quarterbacks to be a Joe Burrow, to be a Justin Herbert, to be a Tua, anything like that. But we are getting some teams wanting to trade out of their high spots. The Giants would love to trade out of the 5th round pick. And we get Jerry Jones. He says he wouldn't rule out the Cowboys making a move for a higher pick, saying, quote, "I would trade up in this draft." So we get the Giants wanting to trade out. We get the Cowboys, who are literally making the worst decisions, wanting to trade up. So of course, leave it to the Cowboys to want to trade up in this year's draft class when there's nothing that great overall. Yes? Do y'all see why we cannot buy anything with this Cowboys team? Why that they are really going to be a 3-win team this year, folks? They want to trade up in this draft. I want to hear from Jerry Jones, who has not made a good decision for this Cowboys team in 8 years. The last good thing he did was sign Dak, but even that was beefed. He did it late. So why does Jerry Jones want to potentially trade up in this year's draft? Here we go. Let's read the lead up. Here we go. This month's draft isn't carried by star quarterbacking power, which would lead one team to believe fewer team owners will be interested in moving up in the draft, but just not Jerry. The Cowboys owner spoke with reporters on Wednesday and gave a very hypothetical, reliant answer to the question of whether his team might trade up in the draft. The crux of his message was simple. There's plenty of room between the Cowboys at 24 and the top of the draft, so anything is possible, saying, quote, I would trade up in this draft, and just going in as much as you can say about it until you see what's there and who's on the other end of the line, but I would trade up. Since we're down as low as we are in the first 2 or 3 rounds, if we have a chance and somebody that we had really coveted was sitting at the bottom and we were able to trade up and get him. So, folks, not buying the Cowboys, another reason Jerry Jones wanting to trade up any potential not good draft. All right, Jerry, go ahead and make those bad decisions again. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right, here we are. Continuing on, we got I think we can just close out the rest of these stories kind of quickly. But here we go. The top 10 NFL teams with the most cap space. We get the Panthers at number 1 at $30 million. Once again, why we can't buy into the Panthers? Just sat around all offseason, never made the big signing, even though there was players to be had, quarterbacks to be had. This Panthers team is still not making any move. Baker Mayfield is out there. Kyler Murray is out there potentially for sale, and the Panthers are still twiddling their thumbs. And I know Baker Mayfield isn't a huge attractive option, I get it, but he's still an upgrade over Sam Darnold, okay? So, Panthers are just sitting around, waiting for something to happen. Can't buy into the Panthers. Panthers, Cowboys. What was the other team? Panthers, Cowboys, and Packers. All really maybe overvalued at this point of the offseason, folks. Don't buy too much into it. And I know there's still, 6 months till the start of the NFL season, so there is still time for these teams to get back into the good green lights here, but I don't really see it happening. So truly just take it slow, take it easy on the Cowboys and the Panthers, and even now the Packers. Alrighty. Now, this is what we have to explore, but we're not going to have enough time to fit it in for today's show. So we will save this for when we have time on the show. But Justin Herbert may have to be in our recertification list. And I know he's a rookie, but he's already kind of been certified. Everybody gushes over Justin Herbert. We've gushed over Justin Herbert ourselves as well. But this Twitter user, 305 Forever at Socialist Surfer, he only has 421 followers on Twitter. I mean, this man's not a big name or anything like that, but he does kind of post some things on here of Justin Herbert not coming up in a little bit of some clutchness situations. So does Justin Herbert get a free pass? We are going to have to kind of dig into this thread. There's a lot of clips here, and I want to just not only take these clips, but take the clips with the overall game and his overall production and truly match them up and see, are these clips telling us the full picture on Justin Herbert? So, I want to go deep into this, but we don't have time today on the show. But Justin Herbert may be falling on the recertification list for the quarterbacks this upcoming season. So, we will kind of explore that a little bit later. Gotta save this. Gotta save that one. All right. What else do we get? We'll go into this a little bit later. What else do we get? Packers Rich Bisaccia will quote unquote look in every nook and cranny to improve the special teams unit. Love this. Now we are going to go into this article because Rich Bisaccia has earned the right for us to talk about this man, to hear what this man is saying. And I want to hear from Rich Bisaccia. Once again, he should not have been fired as the Raiders head coach. He should still have been there. But they move on, and he goes and signs with the Packers for their special teams, since we know their special teams beefed it, so they bring in Rich Bisaccia. But I want to hear from Rich Bisaccia. What is he planning to do with this Packers offense? Is he going to be the silver, the kind of bright spot here for the Packers? We can't rely on the offense or the receivers. We can't rely on Aaron Rodgers, but can we rely on Rich Bisaccia to win the big games, special teams wise? Let's quickly see. So here we go. We got 2 quotes from him. Here we go. First lead up. In his first meeting with the Green Bay media since being hired by Coach Matt LaFleur, Bisaccia noted the overhaul of the unit would be pervasive, saying, quote, we're going to look in every nook and cranny to see what we can do to make ourselves better. There's not one specific thing. So, hey, he's going to take a nice look, see what needs to be done, and he will make the right decisions because we know he got it done with the Raiders. Love it. All right, final quote, final lead up. Elsewhere, the Packers could decide to use a few more regulars on special teams to help their coverage and blocking groups, says, quote, Rich Bisaccia. Quote, we have a one-play mentality. We don't get 3 downs to get it right. We have one play to make a difference. And they have to understand the significance and the criticalness of that particular play. And I think if we can get that across, we'll play better. All right, so nothing great here by Rich Bisaccia, but we love what we saw from Rich Bisaccia. We're so upset he's not a head coach here in the league, so I still want to shout him out and still have this name actively talked about here, have this man's name in the media still, because I think he has kind of earned that at minimum. So, Rich Bisaccia trying to turn around this Packers special teams. All right, we talked about this. The Patriots continue communications with OBJ, but once again, OBJ will not go to the Patriots because of Mac Jones. He left the Browns because of Baker Mayfield. He's not going to rely on Mac Jones. It's not going to happen. Then we get this. 49ers, Deebo Samuel is seeking $25 million annually per season, so he wants to get paid. The 49ers, they have to keep Deebo Samuel. He's their best receiver. Jimmy Garoppolo injured, can't trade him, probably got to keep him. So a lot of dysfunction going on so far with this 49ers team, but everybody's kind of, going along like it's sunshine and rainbows here. Like, oh, they're going to have Trey Lance, and they're going to be so much better and so good, and they'll finally win the Super Bowl. Like, no, we have to take it easy with the 49ers. They are in a little bit of turmoil at this part of the offseason. I don't think anything's really gone right for the 49ers. They lost their offensive coordinator, Jimmy Garoppolo can't be traded, and now Deebo Samuel wants his money. It's unfortunate, but he wants his money now. So the 49ers are not in a good spot, folks. Do not let the national media say, like, oh, the 49ers are going to be so great this season. They are in turmoil, folks. Take it easy on the 49ers so far, yes? Alrighty, what else do we get here? Alright, final 3 stories. Got to go through these quickly. Some quotes here, but here we go. Let's start here with the Texans. Texans coach Lovie Smith is a believer in Davis Mills, expects big improvement from the quarterback. Okay, now, Lovie Smith, we don't love this man as a head coach. Really didn't love that they moved off of their other head coach. I'm blanking on the name, folks. I'm sorry. A lot to get through today. A lot of names. Can't remember the Texans head coach. I can see what he looks like. Will Culley. There it is, folks. I had it. So we didn't like that they got rid of Will Culley. We thought he did very, very well for this Texans team. Him and Rich Bisaccia truly did very well, but they move off of them. Don't love it. So Lovie Smith, a believer in Davis Mills. This is good because we do want to see what Davis Mills can bring in year 2. We thought Davis Mills played solid his entire year. Didn't really see him get any better. Didn't really even see him get any worse, though, throughout the regular season. So want to hear what Lovie Smith has to say on Davis Mills and how much he truly believes in him. So here we go. The lead up to the quote. New Texans head coach Lovie Smith spoke glowingly of Mills' play down the stretch of the 2021 season and the leadership the second-year quarterback displayed early in the offseason, gathering teammates for workouts. Says, quote, if you look at all my comments about Davis, I am a believer in him and what he's going to do. Eventually, he's got to do it all on the football field consistently where everybody loves him, every snap and all of that. Before a guy has played enough to do all of that, he shows up every day. Availability, he is available, and he has recruited other players to come here. And what the guys see him doing is just working. When I say I believe in him, offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton, second year in the system, all of these things, if you just go back and look at the plays that he made throwing the ball down the field last year, so many good things that he did, and that's as a rookie. The improvement that you see from year 1 to year 2 is normally a big improvement, and that's what we're gonna get from him. So Lovie Smith buying into Davis Mills, gonna have the support around him. They just re-signed Brandon Cooks. That's fantastic. A great receiver that can get it done. Great receiver, great threat, great weapon for Davis Mills to continue to get better. So Texans still rocking with Davis Mills. Love it. And maybe we take Davis Mills over Aaron Rodgers at the end of next season. Maybe that's the case. Okay, now let's go to the Packers. Packers CEO Murphy says, quote, preseason will be good for Jordan Love to prove he is the future in Green Bay. So, okay, the Packers are still a little bit reliant on Jordan Love to be the future. How well is Aaron Rodgers going to take this news? Now, they signed Aaron Rodgers. He's got 4 years, I believe, with the Packers. So is Jordan Love going to sit for 4 years? 4 more years? Do they trade him before then? Does Aaron Rodgers stay more than 4 years? Something like that and all that. So Packers are still, in this moment, looking for Jordan Love to be the future of the Packers and are going to use this season's preseason games to truly kind of make sure he's progressing well and maybe get a nice little film out to kind of drum up some trade buzz potentially as well. So the Packers have some avenues with Jordan Love. They re-signed Aaron Rodgers this offseason, we know, so Jordan Love is going to have to wait a little bit more till he gets a true start. All right, and let's go back to the Texans here. Final thing to talk about. Texans offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton says Brandon Cooks provides, quote, a level of paranoia for defenses. Yes, we love Brandon Cooks. Great, shining, bright spot for this Texans team. We know this Texans team has been a little bit in turmoil over the last few seasons with the whole, Deshaun Watson forcing his way out, and then the whole Bill O'Brien and all that, and now they've got a new head coach. Moving off of Will Culley for 1 year. But Brandon Cooks has been a bright spot for this Texans team. Like Deshaun Watson was a bright spot on that Texans team his final year. 4-12, but 70% completion percentage on 4,800 yards. Brandon Cooks gives us the 1,000 yards we need, even though last season he was working with a rookie quarterback with no other great weapons. Look at this, 1,000 yards, 2020, 1,000 yards with Deshaun Watson. Even though it resulted in a 4-12, this man gives us great production, whether things are going good or whether things are going bad, but it's consistent. So this is going to be great for Davis Mills and for this Texans team to build upon this upcoming season. But I want to hear the exact words here from Pep Hamilton to truly hear all the gushingness from him on Brandon Cooks. So here we go. 2 quotes. First, lead up of the first quote. Texans offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton said Monday that bringing back Cooks ensures Houston will have a go-to threat that defenses must game plan for each week. Absolutely, says quote. I think that when you look at just the production that Brandon has been able to have over the last few seasons, but over the course of his career, he brings a certain level of paranoia for our opponents, and that's going to open up the opportunity for us to balance out our attack. We have to improve our run game, but at the same time, we go out with the objectives to score. We want to outscore the opponents every game we play. Okay, but once again, that overall level of production and focus and paranoia that Brandon Cooks is going to draw from opposing defenses. Love it. All right, final thing right here. New coach Lovie Smith noted that signing Cooks to an extension wasn't just about keeping a talented player, but also ensuring there is a leader in the receiver room for the young talent, like last year's third-round pick Nico Collins and whoever they import this season. So, quote here by Lovie Smith says, quote, Brandon has been through an awful lot. He's a guy that's done it a few different places, but what I was able to see from a different position last year was just how he went to work every day too. You have veterans that you want on the team to show the younger guys how to play, how to handle themselves as a pro. Brandon feels really good about being here. We talked about those other players wanting to be here. Brandon is another one that wanted to be here. He believes in that vision of our football team and what we can do. I'm excited to have him back. And once again, I was truly surprised that Brandon Cooks did resign with the Texans. I thought he would want to go somewhere with kind of championship aspirations. This Texans team, we can say they're good and all this. Brandon Cooks is great, and Davis Mills is going to be good, and Lovie Smith is going to be a good head coach, but this is not a Super Bowl team here this season. No, absolutely not. But Brandon Cooks decides to stay here, and for that, I think that's absolutely fantastic. So his leadership, his on-field production, it's definitely going to help out this Texans team be solid this upcoming year. All righty, folks, that is going to do it for us today, and the good thing about today is that we got rid of all of our story backlog, thank goodness, because tomorrow, NBA playoffs start, folks. We're only probably going to do an hour, starting at 1 o'clock, our show's at 12, so we're not going to have that much time in tomorrow's show. So we're not going to have a lot of time to get everything in. So the fact that we got these stories out of the way is fantastic. We can move on to the Justin Herbert thing. We can move on to Kenny Pickett, and it's all going to work out good. Thank goodness. All right. We are a little bit back on track here on the show. Fantastic. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today, folks. We are going to get out of here. Any breaking news as we were live? We already talked about the Paul George. He's out. Pelicans -1. Loving that. Is this climbing? Is everybody taking this, folks? What do we get? Is it still -1? All right, Pelicans -1. I would expect this to climb to maybe about 3. I think it could climb to 3 by game time, folks. So lock in that low value whenever you can. Take the Pelicans. It doesn't seem like anything is breaking, so we are good to get out of here, folks. Pelicans -1, Hawks -2. Loving that value tonight, folks. Alrighty, folks, we are back live tomorrow noon Eastern where we get ready for the official start of the playoffs. No more playing tournament bullshit. No, we're live playoffs tomorrow. Cannot wait. We'll see you here tomorrow, folks. Have an absolute